Well, I'm on the farm today and thought I'd follow up on my video from yesterday and uh, from the year end for 2023 to share what I feel is our business plan going into 2024. And so we had a pretty good year last year. Uh, Things are falling into place the way we'd like them to go here on this farm. And I've had over the years long term one big challenge, and then here in the past several years a second big challenge. And the first one, when we kind of recapitalized this farm and then invested heavily in equipment, stood up a barn here for this hay, and then capitalized balers and tractors and you name it, whatever we've needed in order to bale hay, be it square bales or round bales. Uh, the money's been invested, the equipment's here on the property. We're in pretty good shape. The second thing that here in the past several years that has been a challenge that I feel we're on the verge of, I don't want to say overcoming, but being able to deal with much better and that is my kids are grown, and in many ways I'm an army of one here on this farm, and that's what led to bringing in the John Deere 335 round baler, and the Massey Ferguson 50, which is, I think you can see it here. Yeah, right out. Well, maybe you can't see it, but trust me, it's out there with the loader. And so we can, lift these round bales and get them in here. But so there's several things I have on my mind for 2024. One of them is we're going to make a lot more round bales. And so I can easily get the baler, the square baler, John Deere 348, on a kicker wagon and fill it. It's not a problem to cut the hay, to rake it, to ted it out. It's the labor of getting the wagons unloaded and the hay in the barn. So the goal here is, as we take these fields in 2024, the first thing I'll do is fill up as many wagons as I can that I can get to fit in this barn, and then whatever's left over, I'll run the round baler on, and that way, I mean, the money's in square bales, so we want to get as many in this barn as we can. But if it's just me, then I can't stop and unload a wagon and keep baling. So I foresee parking wagons in here to unload another day, and then taking this round baler and finishing out the field. Some of these round bales might go in the barn. Some of them might be stacked along a fence row here. It depends. I don't want to consume all of my barn space with round bales. Although I have to say, the round bales we made in 23, I believe, sold quicker because they were shed kept and out of the weather instead of, laying out along a fence row. So load the kicker wagons and get them in the barn, and then round bale the rest. And of course, as I've talked forever, I've got kicker wagons to repair and kicker wagons to build. So I'll be working on that to the extent I can. This field right in here that we cleared the autumn olives from and I bush hogged, I'm going to try to overseed this probably this month. This is January the 1st. I'm going to move back in here. This wind just cuts like a knife. And but I'm going to try to overseed this field just to get some grass down in some of these areas where the autumn olives were. If you're new to the channel, this field was pretty much covered with autumn olives, and I had a forestry mulcher come in and clear it all out. But I'm going to try to hay this field to the extent I can. It'll probably be round bales, and just to kind of keep it down. I probably need the debris that's on the ground to kind of rot for one more year before I look at going berserk with square bales on it. So back over the hill, we'll continue to make round bales up there. We kind of abandoned square bales on the hill in favor of rounds this last year. We'll continue to do that. Let me walk over here. There's a hawk up there flying around looking for trouble, or most likely something to eat. So this east field right here, one of the things I want to do, or I'm thinking about doing, is trying to take as early of a cut as possible, hopefully around the 1st of May, really. And the goal here is to get some nice hay off of it. It might be all round bales, but then come in with Roundup and kill it, scratch it up a little bit, plant some teff grass in here, and try to get a couple of cuttings of that through the summer, and then this fall hit it with Roundup again, and then plant it in straight Timothy. So I'd like to return to some extent on this farm to some straight Timothy again. So kind of the teff would kind of give me an opportunity to hit this field with Roundup a couple of times and still realize some revenue off of it. So the reason for Timothy and teff grass on this farm is without a doubt it's a calling. Those two grasses are calling card type hay. People will drive a long way, and so it makes good business sense up here to make a mixed grass hay, but there's also a lot of reasons to make a straight Timothy. I think orchard grass is a really good grass, but everybody and their brother has orchard grass, and so I think given our location with mountains in between the bigger cities, if you will, it makes it difficult to convince people to drive out here to this farm to pick up hay, and that's kind of what I'm gleaning with the mixed grass. It's a low overhead grass. I mean, this is really Timothy, orchard grass, and fescue mix, but to the buyer it's mixed grass hay, and why drive an extra 30 miles when you can get the same thing closer to home? One thing you don't find for sale around here is teff grass and Timothy, and we've grown it before, and we just had really good luck with it. I was kind of discouraged with it before, but kind of reflecting back after kind of going with the mixed grass, I think some fields on this farm I want to try Timothy or teff grass again. Now, out here in this field, and I hope the wind's not too much, out here in this field, I would really like to plant Roundup Ready alfalfa and have a go at that for several years, but our deer population is just out of control, and So what I read online is the damage that deer do to an alfalfa field is pretty substantial. What I don't understand is people talk about the damage that deer do to to alfalfa, an alfalfa stand, and yet they continue to grow it, which begs the question: how much deer damage is tolerable in a field of alfalfa? I don't think the deer kill the alfalfa when they bite it off, but it continues to grow. But I'd be curious in the comments, anybody that raises alfalfa that has deer, what's your thoughts on what percentage of deer damage can you sustain from an alfalfa field and continue to grow the alfalfa? Because it must be somewhat tolerable, because you read the articles about deer damage, and yet people continue to grow it. But the Roundup Ready would be nice because, we have a lot of legacy seed bed and autumn olives that want to continue to sprout. A lot of undesirables. There's a little bit of Johnson grass on the far end of the field. And I just think a nice clean alfalfa field and then the Roundup taking care of the weeds would go a long ways towards setting this field up out here. Get down out of here without breaking my head. I think hitting this field with Roundup would set this field up nicely to come back in with probably Timothy in this field. So be curious as to your thoughts about Roundup alfalfa and alfalfa damage, or just any kind of alfalfa and deer damage, and what is tolerable. So don't know that I'll do that this spring. I don't know that I would put that in this spring, but I'd be giving it a look-see in the years ahead for sure. So we want good, clean hay, and we'll definitely be hitting these fields with herbicide this year. And another thing that we'll be doing a lot of is maintenance on our tractors. I got a hose to replace on this one, which we've talked about before, that blew. But moreover, I've got tires on several tractors that just need replaced. So this might be the year of the tire on this farm, and maybe rims too. So anyhow, that's kind of the plan for 2024. Hoping for 2 cuttings, good clean hay, just kind of continue the course, and might have some tough grass out here in our west field, back over that way. But looking forward to the spring and what we get into. This is January the 1st. Hope everybody's having a good New Year's. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment, share, and we'll talk to you later.